You know, Mary and Joseph are just living their normal lives in Nazareth, completely out of position for any of the prophecies that say that the Messiah will come from Bethlehem. And then out of nowhere, Caesar Augustus calls for a census, which makes them have to leave and go back to their ancestral towns. And Joseph has to take this very, very pregnant Mary on this uncomfortable trip at the absolute worst time. You know she had to be thinking, like, are you for real? Are you for real? And here's where it gets really beautiful. Bethlehem literally means the house of bread. And when you see that, suddenly this theme jumps out that God has been weaving all throughout Scripture. Jesus calls himself the bread of life. And then the enemy tries to tempt him using bread in the wilderness. And then at the Last Supper, Jesus breaks the bread and says, "This is my body given for you." And way back in the Old Testament, God taught the Israelites to depend on him through gathering their daily manna, their daily bread, in the wilderness season. And when you see all those threads, right, like they're coming together, you realize the Bible isn't just this collection of stories, it's the story. One author, one message. And it's so intricately connected, all the way from Genesis to Revelation. There's no way it could be accidental. And honestly, this has been such a huge part of what we've been noticing in our Hope is Rising Bible study. As we talk about our own wilderness seasons, it's almost impossible not to see the parallels. God has always met his people in the wilderness with exactly what they need, exactly when they need it. And he's still doing that today. He still provides, he still leads, he still speaks, and he weaves the details in ways we could never fully understand. So if you're in a wilderness season right now, take heart. The same God who orchestrated this entire bread narrative from manna to Bethlehem, to the temptation in the wilderness, to the breaking of the bread in the Last Supper, is the God who is writing your story too. It's not random. It's not last minute. It's intentional. And let's just be real. Of course, the enemy would try to convince us that carbs are bad. He literally tempted the bread of life with bread. That was never going to work. So this Advent season, go ahead, eat the bread, and trust the one who came to be the bread of life for us, because that's where our hope really is. And so if you're wondering, how do you write a book about bread and Scripture? Well, that's how. Eat the bread.